The text message arrived at 11:47 p.m. on a Thursday. You are no longer my daughter. I disown you. All further communication goes through my attorney, Fischer. I was sitting in my home office in Seattle reviewing a client's tax audit. And I read those words 3 times before I understood that my father had just legally severed our relationship via text message like he was canceling a Netflix subscription. The question was and why he done it. I knew exactly why. The question was whether he understood that the $6,800 I transferred to his account every month was about to stop. Drop a comment and let me know where you re-listening from and what time it is for you right now. I'd love to know who's part of our community. My name is Naomi Castellano. I'm 38 years old, and I'm a forensic accountant in Seattle. My job is to find money that people are trying to hide, offshore accounts, fraudulent transactions, creative bookkeeping that crosses into criminal territory. I testify in federal court. I've helped prosecutors put white-collar criminals in prison. My entire career is built on following the money and documenting everything. I should have applied those same skills to my family years ago. My father, Vincent Castellano, is 66 years old. He's a retired construction foreman who lives in Tucson with my mother, Rita, who's 64. They've been married for 43 years. They raised 3 children, my older brother Marco, me, and my younger sister Felicia. Marco is 41. He's in pharmaceutical sales, lives in Chicago with his wife and 2 kids, and by all accounts is doing well. Felicia is 35. She's a yoga instructor in Portland who changes careers every 18 months and has never held a job longer than a year. I'm the middle child. The responsible one. The one who moved away, got advanced degrees, built a career, and somehow became the family's financial backstop. It started 8 years ago. My father called me, his voice tight with stress. Naomi, I need help. The medical bills from your mother's surgery, the insurance didn't cover everything. We're looking at $18,000 in outstanding debt. The hospital is threatening collections. My mother had needed gallbladder surgery. It was legitimate. I verified the bills. I paid them. Then it was the roof. $12,000. The monsoon season destroyed it. We can't afford to fix it. Then it was my father's truck. $8,500. I need it for work. He was already retired, but I didn't argue. Then it was just ongoing support. $2,500 a month became $4,200 became $6,800. The number kept creeping up. There was always something. Property taxes. HOA fees. My mother's medications. My father's dental work. I tracked it all in a spreadsheet, occupational habit. Over 8 years, I'd sent them $387,000. I never asked my siblings to contribute. Marco had college tuition for his kids. Felicia was finding herself. I was single, no kids, successful career. I could afford it. That was the logic. But the real reason I paid was simpler and more pathetic. I was buying the approval I'd never gotten as a child. My father had always preferred Marco, the firstborn son, the golden child. Felicia was the baby, the creative one who needed protecting. I was the middle child who didn't need anything, who was so independent, who had it all figured out. Being needed financially was the only way I'd ever been needed by them at all. 6 months ago, I started dating someone. His name is James. He's a software engineer, kind, funny, and he's black. My family is Italian-American, Catholic, and, I'd always told myself, not racist. I was wrong. I brought James to Tucson for Thanksgiving. I'd told my parents about him. I'd shown them pictures. They said all the right things on the phone. We and wait to meet him. If you're happy, we're happy. The dinner was a disaster. My father barely spoke to James. My mother was overly polite in that way that's worse than rudeness. Felicia made a comment about urban culture that made me want to crawl under the table. Marco and his wife exchanged looks. James was gracious. He smiled. He asked questions. He complimented my mother's cooking. He pretended not to notice the coldness. When we left, he said, "Your family doesn't approve of me." I wanted to deny it. But I couldn't. I'm sorry. They're traditional. Traditional is one word for it. He wasn't angry. Just sad. Naomi, I love you. But I need to know, are you going to choose me or them? I looked at this man who'd shown my family nothing but respect and been met with thinly veiled racism. And I said, you. I choose you. We got engaged 2 weeks ago. I called my parents to tell them. My mother answered. Mom, I have news. James proposed. We're getting married. Silence. Then, let me get your father. My father got on the phone. His voice was ice. You're making a mistake. Dad, I love him. He's a good man. He's not one of us, Naomi. You're throwing away your heritage, your family, everything we raised you to be. He's a software engineer with a master's degree from Stanford who treats me with respect. What more do you want? I want you to marry someone from our community. Someone who understands our values. You mean someone white? Don't put words in my mouth. Then what are you saying, Dad? I'm saying if you marry this man, you're choosing him over your family. And if you do that, you're not my daughter anymore. I felt something crack in my chest. Are you seriously giving me an ultimatum? I'm telling you the consequences of your choice. Marry him, and you're on your own. No family. No support. Nothing. I should have said a lot of things. I should have told him that I'd been supporting them for 8 years. I should have reminded him that I was 38 years old and didn't need his permission. I should have defended James, my choice, my right to love who I love. Instead, I said, I'll think about it, and hung up. James heard the whole thing. We were at my apartment. He'd been sitting across from me while I talked. You're thinking about it? His voice was careful. No. I'm marrying you. I need to process this. Naomi, if your father is threatening to disown you, you need to be prepared for what that means. It means I lose my family. It means you lose people who would rather cut you off than see you happy with someone who doesn't look like them. That's not family. That's control. He was right. But it didn't make it hurt less. 2 days later, I texted my father, I'm marrying James. I'm sorry you can't accept that, but it's my decision. His response came at 11:47 p.m., you are no longer my daughter. I disown you. All further communication goes through my attorney, Fischer. I stared at the message. I read it again. Then I typed one word, okay. I didn't cry. I didn't call him. I didn't beg him to reconsider. I opened my laptop. I logged into my bank account. I pulled up the automatic transfer I'd set up years ago, $6,800, first of every month, to Vincent and Rita Castellano. I clicked, cancel recurring payment. A pop-up appeared, are you sure you want to cancel this payment? I clicked, yes. Then I opened my spreadsheet, the one where I'd tracked every payment for 8 years. $387,000 total. Medical bills. Home repairs. Monthly support. Emergency funds. All documented. I created a new document. I titled it, Financial Support Provided to Vincent and Rita Castellano, 2016 to 2024. I exported the spreadsheet to PDF. I attached it to an email addressed to my father, my mother, Marco, and Felicia. The email read, Subject, Clarification on Financial Independence. Dad, you've disowned me and directed all communication to your attorney. I respect that decision. However, I want to ensure we're both clear on what being on your own means. For the past 8 years, I have provided $387,000 in financial support to you and Mom. This includes $18,000 for Mom's surgery, 2016, $12,000 for roof repair, 2017, $8,500 for your truck, 2017, $288,400 in monthly support payments, $2,500 to $6,800 per month, 2016 to 2024. $60,100 in miscellaneous emergency payments, dental work, property taxes, HOA fees, medications, attached is a detailed breakdown. Effective immediately, I am discontinuing all financial support. The $6,800 monthly payment scheduled for December 1st has been cancelled. All future expenses are your responsibility. You've made it clear I'm not your daughter. I accept that. I also accept that I'm not your bank. I wish you well, Naomi. I attached the PDF. I hovered my cursor over send. James was watching me. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. I clicked send. Then I turned off my phone and went to bed. I didn't turn my phone back on until the next morning. When I did, I had 43 missed calls. 17 from my mother, 12 from my father, 8 from Marco, 6 from Felicia, and 27 text messages. I scrolled through them. This is so dramatic. You're really going to ruin their lives over a guy. Over a guy. As if James was a passing phase and not the man I was going to marry. I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I called Fischer, the attorney my father had mentioned. A receptionist answered. Fischer and Associates. Hi, this is Naomi Castellano. My father, Vincent Castellano, indicated that all communication with me should go through Mr. Fischer. I'm calling to confirm that arrangement. One moment, please. I was transferred. A man's voice came on the line. This is Fischer. Mr. Fischer, I'm Naomi Castellano. My father texted me saying I've been disowned and all communication should go through you. I'm calling to confirm that's accurate. There was a pause. Miss Castellano, I don't represent your father in any personal matters. I handle his business taxes. I have no idea what you're talking about. I felt a cold smile cross my face, so my father threatened legal action through an attorney who isn't actually representing him in this matter. It appears so. Is there something I can help you with? No, Mr. Fischer. Thank you for your time. I hung up. My father had bluffed. The "talk to my lawyer" was theater. He'd used his tax attorney's name to sound official, to intimidate me into backing down. It didn't work. At 2:47 p.m., my phone rang. My mother. I answered. Naomi Maria Castellano, what have you done? Her voice was shrill, panicked. I accepted Dad's decision to disown me. You can't, we need that money. The mortgage payment is due in 6 days. Your father's medication costs $840 a month. We can't afford, Mom. Dad disowned me. He said I'm not his daughter. That means I'm not responsible for his bills. He was angry. He didn't mean it. He texted it to me. He told me to talk to his lawyer. That seems pretty definitive. Naomi, please, you can't do this to us. We're your parents. According to Dad's text message, you're not. I'm no longer his daughter. I'm just following his instructions. This is about James, isn't it? You're punishing us because we don't approve of your choice. No, Mom. I'm accepting the consequences of a choice Dad made. He chose to disown me rather than accept the man I love. I'm choosing to stop funding a household that doesn't consider me family. But we can't survive without your help. And there it was. The truth. They couldn't survive without me. But they'd been willing to throw me away anyway. Then I suggest you call Marco and Felicia. Or maybe call Dad's lawyer. Oh wait, he doesn't actually represent Dad in this matter. I checked. You called Donald? I did. Turns out Dad was bluffing about the legal representation. Just like he was bluffing about being able to afford disowning me. My mother started crying. Naomi, please. I'm begging you. Don't do this. We'll lose everything. You already lost me. You chose to. This is just the financial consequence of that choice. I hung up. The calls continued for 3 days. My father never called, pride, probably. But my mother called constantly. Marco sent angry emails about family responsibility. Felicia left voicemails calling me selfish, vindictive, cruel. None of them apologized for the racism. None of them said James was welcome. None of them asked if I was okay. They just wanted the money back. On day 4, I received an email from my father. The first direct communication since the disowning text. Subject, we need to talk. Naomi, your mother is beside herself. I may have spoken in anger, but I never expected you to actually cut us off financially. We have bills due. We have expenses. You know we depend on your support. I'm willing to discuss this situation if you're willing to be reasonable. Call me Dad. Reasonable. As if my request to be treated like an adult who can choose her own husband was unreasonable. I replied. Subject, we need to talk. Dad. You disowned me. You said I was no longer your daughter. You directed me to communicate through your attorney, who, by the way, doesn't represent you in this matter. I took you at your word. If you want to reconcile, the terms are simple. 1. You apologize to James for your behavior and your racism. 2. You welcome him into our family without conditions. 3. You acknowledge that I'm an adult who has the right to make my own choices. If you can do those 3 things, we can talk about rebuilding our relationship. But the financial support is over regardless. I've spent 8 years funding your lifestyle while being treated as the acceptable child when I'm useful and the disappointing child when I make choices you don't like. I'm not your ATM. I'm not your backup plan. I'm a person who deserves respect, not just when I'm signing checks. The money is gone. The question is whether you want a relationship with your daughter. Naomi. I sent it. Then I blocked my father's number, my mother's number, and my siblings' numbers. I didn't need to hear their response. I already knew what it would be. They'd either choose their racism over their daughter, or they'd swallow their pride and apologize. Either way, the financial support was over. It's been 3 months. I haven't heard from my father. My mother sent one email through a cousin, please reconsider. We're struggling. I didn't respond. Marco sent a check for $1,000 with a note, this is all I can do. I have my own family to support. Felicia sent nothing. James and I got married last month. Small ceremony, just friends. My family wasn't invited. I didn't cry about their absence. I'd already grieved them. This morning, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. I opened it. It was from my father's neighbor in Tucson, a woman named Patricia I'd met once at a barbecue. Subject, thought you should know. Naomi. I don't know if this is my place, but I thought you should know your parents are selling their house. They put it on the market last week. Your dad told me they re-downsizing to an apartment because they can't maintain the house anymore. I don't know what happened between you all, but I wanted you to be aware. Take care. Patricia. I read it twice. Then I closed the email. They were selling the house. The house I'd paid to repair. The roof I'd replaced. The HVAC system I'd funded. The property taxes I'd covered for years. They were downsizing because they couldn't afford the lifestyle I'd been funding. Good. I'm sitting in my home office now. The same office where I received my father's disowning text 3 months ago. My coffee is hot. My spreadsheet is closed. My bank account has an extra $6,800 in it every month. James is in the kitchen making dinner. I can hear him singing off-key to whatever's on Spotify. I don't miss my family. I miss the family I thought I had, the one that loved me unconditionally, the one that valued me for more than my bank account. But that family never existed. I was just paying for the illusion. My father texted, "You are no longer my daughter." I replied, "Okay." And I meant it. Because daughters aren't ATMs. Families don't disown people for loving the wrong color. And love that comes with conditions isn't love, it's a transaction. I finally stopped paying. And for the first time in 8 years, I'm solvent. Not financially, I always was. Emotionally. The ledger is balanced. The account is closed. And the daughter he disowned is finally, completely, free.